Wow. Ten of Swords in reverse. With the Hermit in reverse. This is a separate energy coming in here, and I feel like this has to do with the Wheel of Fortune. So this is a side message, I suppose. If somebody wants to speak up about it, because I had to clear my throat there. Someone is already past. For some of you, this is a past energy that I'm describing, this whole process. Like maybe it's something from the past, some kind of betrayal, and the Hermit in reverse is being seen for it. So that was part of somebody's karmic past. Yeah. King of Cups. It had to do with like falling in love and like wanting a deep love and feeling depth in your soul that wasn't recognized before. Maybe you felt like you were betraying yourself by not being able to fully express your love in some way. Yeah, Justice in reverse. This wasn't fair, it wasn't balanced, and I'm not saying whether it was you towards somebody or somebody towards you, or each apply it again how it fits, because it could be multiple different situations. This is a collective reading. But Justice in reverse means this is something somebody has already paid for, in a sense. Or some of you, the scales of justice are about to be corrected. Again, no judgment, but just saying, like, you know, we have to reap what we sow, right? And when you're being true to yourself, you can be true to others. And maybe that's something you're realizing that makes you want to strive for a higher union, a higher love, because deep down inside you know that's how you actually want to love. Yeah. Queen of Cups, right next to the King of Cups. Yeah, that's exactly what it's about. It's possible the people you were with before, the projects you used to work on, or the friendships you used to have were not filling your cup, and you have an idea of what or who you want to love now. And it's this Queen of Cups. It is an unconditionally loving, nurturing, creative, emotionally deep energy. And again, that could be coming into union with a piece of yourself. I have to say, I felt this like subtle, really nervous energy. One, because it's partially me. I don't want to poke the bear too much. I am trying to keep that in mind. But I feel like someone is very timid about this. Somebody is very nervous about either these new experiences, feelings, realizations. Maybe you're not comfortable so much, but you really, really want it. You really, really want it. This could be your Ace of Pentacles. Whoa, and the deck almost just fell out of my hands. Hangman in reverse. So yeah, you just had a perspective change about something. Whatever you put a pause on before, it seems that that's coming up. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, Magician. You want to manifest the reality that you want to live. Maybe you know how to do that now and you didn't. Yeah, Four of Wands in reverse. Ending something that used to be a stable foundation, or something is no longer a stable foundation. Queen of Swords in reverse. That's Interesting, because this Queen of Swords has like the Lover's motif in the background behind the Queen. The same artwork almost that's on the Lover's card here. Someone's cutting out some kind of injustice in their life. And they're being very sharp about it. And now the Queen of Swords is known to be a queen that has gone through some life experience, right? Who knows how to use her sword to cut out BS, but also finds a way to be compassionate about it. In reverse means there's none of that. In fact, sometimes it can be somebody who's a little harsh with their words. We'll put it that way. So be careful with that, whether you're experiencing that or you're doing that to yourself or you're doing it to others. Either way, it's not balanced. It's going to knock you out of harmony. This can also represent the truth and justice, so like possibly secrets being revealed, and it's possible you manifested this yourself, whatever that may mean for you. Whatever that may mean for you, okay? Because the Magician here upright is creating your own reality. If we get the Tower card, I'm just going to, I don't know. No, but 8 of Wands. Huh. Communicating something very quickly. Moving towards something very quickly. Traveling. Like you're trying to manifest something really quick, which is interesting. For victory and success with the 6 of Wands. I think that's the side message for some. I like to bring it back in here. Let's bring it back here to the Princess of Swords with the Sun in reverse and the Ace of Cups. We see this has been a karmic cycle. You've realized some deep love here. Yeah, 9 of Cups just came out. That's deep wish fulfillment. That is personal wish fulfillment. Something that really brings you a lot of love. This particular deck, it is a couple on it, and it is very sweet. Very sweet. I was going to ask like some advice here for this group with, because it's like we got the Queen of Cups next to the King of Cups, which, by the way, that is a divine counterpart. Meaning that it is a higher love. It is a match. If this represents a particular person or, you know, these aspects of yourself coming into union with yourself. Or it could be like two people who are really great in the creative field coming together to partner on something. So again, it doesn't have to be about love, but I feel like for the bulk of you, it is. I'm going to work with the Herbcrafters Tarot now. Spirit, if you can give the part of the collective here any advice as far as how to proceed in this new King of Cups energy, whether it's towards a person, a project, a way of life, maybe new emotional expressions. Even though the King of Cups is not typically outwardly expressive with their emotions, they do experience them deeply. And usually those that they are most intimate with get to experience that part of who they are. So let's see, any advice for this part of the collective? And I'm getting chills on my arms, so that was significant for someone. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting, because we had the 6 of Pentacles for this other group over here. Something is not in balance when it comes to equal give and take. It could also have to do with generosity. 4 of Swords. Maybe you need to heal some kind of wounds within you as far as equal give and take. meditate on ways that you feel like you've given too much. And remember that while, yes, you could say, oh, I did this and this and this and this and this for somebody, you have to ask why. If it depleted you, you also have to take accountability and at some point realize that your overgiving was codependent as well. That's for somebody. Yeah, 4 of Cups. Now we have 4-4. That could be a synchronistic number. Wait, that means now we have 4-4, 5-5, 6-6, 7-7. 4, 5, 6, 7 could be significant, a synchronicity. 45 could, 67 could. Five of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you definitely need to think about your emotional foundation, how things that used to put you in deep regret, this could possibly have to do with how you were not able to give equally or receive equally, or yeah, this is the truth. Ace of Swords, represented by the yarrow plant. That's important. Look up the properties of yarrow medicinally and magically. Oh yeah, if you like woo-woo, you're gonna love my stuff. My business tagline is from the mundane to the mystical. Haya of Earth, so that in reverse, that's a Page of Pentacles in reverse. Don't start a new project or new relationship or business investment yet. If you're thinking of offering your cup to something, whatever it is, the cards, and I'm reading the cards, so when I say I suggest, it's spirit and, you know, any experience my soul is bringing up for the reading as a guide. The 4 of Cups can be, fours represent foundation, right? It seems that you really need to meditate on what is kind of boring to you, like maybe ways that you haven't seen what you've had to offer. For some of you, that's a side message. Yeah, 10 of Swords. It's time to cut out the things that have sabotaged you, that have wounded you mentally. Things that you've really had to battle over. I mean, you're over these things, but they linger here. In this 4 of Cups, it can almost be like you're really just, it's not the 7 of Cups where there's too many options, but it's like you're at a standstill here. You're not paying attention to something. It has to do with grieving some truths before you can start building something new, because you're still overcoming some kind of anguish, some kind of battle, some kind of mental conflict, some kind of way of thinking. So that's for that group, okay? I definitely focus on what you consider, if you're, yeah, what you consider equal give and take, and maybe, and that doesn't have to represent materialism, right? Even though it's a pentacle, it could represent how you physically give to others or how you receive. Because you got to ask yourself, if you are an overgiver, for some of you, you are, especially with that King of Cups energy. How have you sabotaged yourself with the 10 of Swords over here again, in not receiving the love that you desire? I think that's something important for you to think about. And I think that once you figure out what truly makes you feel balanced within yourself. Like, okay, I know that I do too much of this, or I know I don't do enough of that. Like, do I want to be this, or do I need to be with somebody who complements that aspect of me? What would complement that aspect of me? Is there anything I can do for myself that's going to bring about that characteristic, so I'm not looking for it or projecting it onto other people, into other people in future relationships, right? This is how you find your truth with the Ace of Swords. It's also how you finally put an end to like feeling this hopeless sadness and regret with the Five of Cups in reverse. That can represent either coming out of that feeling or being really, 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 really stuck in it, which means you definitely can't go towards a Queen of Cups energy, whatever that is, until you face this. And meditation can really help you come into balance. Also a practice of gratitude. Be grateful, because even when we have a lot of things, remember, it's important to remember when we haven't. Not to dwell on the past, but to see how far we've come and to celebrate that, right? Four of Wands in reverse, which we got earlier, is also not having anything to celebrate in life, because they can represent celebrations, not just ceremonies and weddings and houses and marriages and all that, but they can represent just having a reason to celebrate in life. And that would be 444 on the cards, by the way, another synchronicity. So I just pulled the Knight of Wands card, Adelita of Fire, represented by Cayenne. Let me tell you, Cayenne will get your metabolism going, that's for sure. You want to move really quickly towards something with a lot of passion. But I'm telling you, as hard as it may be, sit your ass down and sit still and think about these things. Don't bypass them. That's how you accomplish the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups within yourself, is you go deep within yourself and you think about things. Okay? Yeah, Ace of Cups up right now. So we just transmuted that energy. That is going to make it to where you can offer your cup of love, or have that kind of divine love to offer, or start a new creative project, and possibly with a Queen of Cups motif. All right, let's go over to this other group here. So I feel like that was kind of interweaving a lot of the different groups. We've got at least 3 here. I think I'd like to give some advice here, spiritual guidance. When I say advice, it's not medical, mental health advice. I'm an advocate, but I'm not a professional. I do have a disclaimer in the description box, so remember to always use your discernment, okay? But, wow, Moon in reverse. Okay, so I wanted to read over here on this group that is headed towards this type of union, which kind of ties to what we just talked about. So some of you may still resonate with this. The groups overlap, okay? So this is for somebody who isn't a Knight of Cups energy. They want to come towards, they are actually also, there's a King of Wands energy here too. So we have a Knight of Cups and a King of Wands. And then we also have a Queen of Pentacles. So we actually have 3 other personality types potentially in this. Some of you have always been focused on giving your cup of love to somebody or something. Some of you have always been focused on leading in your field, taking action, getting things done, possibly already having a spiritual path. Yeah, you guys aren't going to believe this. I just pulled from my other deck, and it's the Curandera of Fire, which is the King of Wands. So double confirmation, 2 King of Wands right there. You are already a spiritual leader in your own right, whoever you are, and that could be many people, but that's some powerful energy right there. Wow. I'm just going to sit with that for a second. Why don't y'all Drop a star in the comments if you're still hanging in. I really appreciate it. And so does the algorithm. You know, it supports my work.